Welcome to s-Hertogenbosch, the capital of the province of Noord-Brabant, the Netherlands. Den Bosch, for short and easier to pronounce for its foreign visitors, means the woods of the Duke. Den Bosch has a lot to offer, nice and fashionable shops, centuries-old architecture and a lot more. Walk along and discover the most important tourist attractions of this wonderful city. While walking towards the center of the city, the first thing we will see is the legendary Dragon Fountain. The fountain, with a golden dragon on top, dates back to 1903 and was a gift from the Queen's governor to the citizens of Den Bosch. The governor died in 1894 and in his last will he left a certain amount of money to the municipality of s-Hertogenbosch. This money had to be used for running water in the fountain. When you pass the Dragon Fountain, you will find a bakery and lunchroom where they sell s-Hertogenbosch's most famous pastry, the chocolate ball. It's a pastry filled with whipped cream and covered with a thick layer of dark chocolate, a real treat. The bakery, founded in 1936, was the birthplace of this typically Bosch speciality, well known in the entire Netherlands. S-Hertogenbosch was built on a sandbank in the middle of a marshy area full of little rivers and watercourses. These watercourses have been preserved within the city walls of the old centre and are now known as binnendienzen. In the Middle Ages, these waterways were used for transporting goods and raw materials needed by craftsmen and citizens. As the city was raised throughout time, the urban waterways remained at their same low level, so that now you can sail underneath the buildings at certain places. By the end of the 19th century, transports of goods came to an end because a large canal was laid out just outside the city centre. In the late 60s there were plans to fill up the binnendienzen, but with the help of the National Trust and local action groups it was prevented. And in 1973 the restoration of the binnendienzen began. From April till October, boat rides on the medieval canals can be made, showing you this centuries-old city from different angles, and in some places you're even sailing underneath the medieval buildings of the city's centre. In the middle of Den Bosch you can find the oldest square of the city, the marketplace with its characteristic water well. This location has been in use as a marketplace since 1158 and has been the center point of this historical city ever since. Every Wednesday and Saturday there are large goods and vegetable markets. Outside this marketplace there are a lot of pub terraces where you can relax and enjoy drinks or have coffee with a bosse bol. On the market square you can also see the statue of the world-famous painter Geert-Jan Bosch. Not many of his paintings can be seen in the Netherlands because he was more famous abroad. The Prado Museum in Madrid has a lot of his work. Geert-Jan, also named Jeroen, was born in 1450 and died in 1516, probably of the plague. The house in which Bosch lived is situated at the marketplace and houses a shoe shop nowadays. The Tourist Information Office is situated in one of the oldest buildings of the city. It was built in castle style in the early 13th century and is called de Moriaan. After restoration in the 60s, it is now in use as a tourist information office. If you like shopping, s-Hertogenbosch has a lot to offer. In the city centre you will find an enormous amount of shops. Apart from the regular shops, Den Bosch has a lot of specialty shops offering people commodities with a difference. Only a few minutes away from the marketplace you can find the largest church of Den Bosch, the centuries-old Cathedral of St. John. In 1210 construction of this cathedral commenced, and in about 1525 construction was finished. The architecture of the church largely still is as it was at that time, apart from one tower. The original middle tower was lost during the Great Fire of 1584 and has not been rebuilt. Instead, they built a smaller dome. The west tower was also transformed various times to the shape it has today. Next to St. John's you can visit a small boulevard called the Parade, where you can find a few small pubs, terraces and little restaurants. The Parade is the perfect place to rest our tired feet and have a drink and a bite to eat. The last place we will visit on this tour is the completely transformed Verkade factory. Once, from 1929 till 1993, hurdles of women worked in this factory that produced mainly cookies. Nowadays it has been refurbished to a modern and trendy theatre and cinema where you can have a snack and a drink or watch a movie in a historical industrial surrounding.